Good morning. Good morning. I think I wanted to talk today about why I want to be governor of Florida. Why I want to be governor at all. It's to give you access. Everything we have been doing since the beginning of that Constitution, if you were not an elected citizen, if you were not an elected citizen, it means elected to be able to use the Constitution, you've been fighting for access. Every single person has been fighting for access. You can go and look at the Constitution. I've told you multiple times. There is nothing in there that says that every citizen has access to be covered by the United States of America. It doesn't say it anywhere. It's the same way with these states, these Epstein files. If everybody says that you want them out because you want to know who's harming people, but the people with the access to do it don't, there's your answer. And we have to just accept that the people who have the access to do the right thing are choosing not to because they can. But what allows them to do it? Your lack of access to them. I'm running for governor so you can fire the governor. Do you understand that now? I'm running for governor to give you access to fire the highest seat in your state. If you can fire the highest seat in your state, this means you can fire the lowest seat in your state. When you have access to hold people accountable, things start to change. Look at these states. None of the DAs are holding the Department of Justice or the federal government accountable because they're not pushing this. So they're saying that even the Renee Good lady, that it's not the state that's pushing the lawsuit. They're saying her personal lawyer group, her personal civil lawyer is going to have to do this. Why isn't the state behind it? If the citizens are saying that it's not okay because you don't have access to do that. It's the same way in the state of Florida. If you don't have the access to task your state to do something, if you don't have the access to task your elected official to do something, then how or why would they be accountable to you if you don't have the access to do anything to them? Do you understand why I'm trying to run for governor? To give you access. January 30th, there's supposed to be a protest. I saw it this morning, and it's don't go to work, don't go to school, don't do all these things. And I saw different people say different things. But the one thing that stood out to me was one young lady, she said, it's a real privilege to decide not to go to work and to not get fired. Do you understand? Most people understand that with all of the 100 million people we have in the United States of America, when you walk outside your door, you don't have access to food. You don't have access to water. You need something in order to access this. You need money. So when you ask a person to have to do this, and this is something that we keep having to ask citizens that don't have access, go out there and protest. You always have to sacrifice because we don't ask for the right thing, which is access. Why are we protesting when I should be able to tell the person I elected that I need you to not support ICE? Why are we having to protest that when you should have access to be able to do these things? It's because you're not hiring the right people that don't want to govern over you. I don't want to rule over citizens. I want to give you access to be able to say that, hey, because we have to work together, we're going to make these decisions that are better for all of us. But without that access, none of this happens. It's the same way with the Constitution. Those amendments are in there because they had to add access. This is talking about for the life of me, I cannot understand how women have not understood that, hey, we were literally, go look at the 14th Amendment. They put the word male in the Constitution. That was the first time they ever did that. The first time they ever decided to say, this should be for elected officials because it was already written in there for them and men. You understand that women's suffrage movement that no one talks about really. That's not in some type of historic. We're not just discussing it. Look, You guys didn't have access until 1920. Then you got to keep thinking about it, man. Throughout US history, everybody's been trying to get access. So who wasn't trying to get access? That must be, critical thinking must take you to, well, who was not asking for access? And look, it's not just white men. Whoa. It was elected white men that were not ever asking for access. As long as you were an elected official, you didn't need access. You had it. It was given to you. You make or break all the rules. When you keep wondering why things aren't going the way they're supposed to be going, why aren't people being held accountable when you go to these congressional meetings and they don't have to answer these questions? Because the people don't want them to. The people are the ones who we elected. They don't want them to, because if they did, they would change the rules so it wouldn't be a thing. That's what I'm getting at. I'm running for governor of Florida to give you access. It's my sole purpose. I have no other agenda, because everything that you're talking about or that you're starting to see that you want was always because you lacked access. When we start to protest and those protests get violent, it's because the people aren't being heard. But we keep saying that, you know what? Here's what we got to do to make this happen. No, we needed to get access in the first place. This is why I told you I'm non-party affiliated, because the people who are in office right now, they don't push enough bills to give citizens access. This is how come I don't trust any of them. I'm flat out going to tell you, there's not anybody that can walk up to me that is a current elected official and you haven't written a single bill to give your citizens more access to hold elected officials accountable. I don't have any trust in you. It's not that you don't see it my way either. It's that you didn't have the character to understand that it was better to give them access to be able to do this without you, to be able to say that, hey, I have ideas that can help, because you know what? I'm also part of this world. But they don't want to give you that access. They just want to lord over you and speak to you as if they are like these Messiah type people. If you just support me, then everything's going to be okay. If you just support me, I'll fight for you. Give me the access to make sure that you give me the information so I can vote on the things that are better for my community. How about that? If I hire you for a job, your whole job is to bring me information. That's all you do, is collect information and then put in infrastructure. So how come you can't bring the information to me so that I can make sure that I also, first off, understand it, and secondly, support it to give you, and then I will let you know, but based on how I see things, if it's something that we need to do going forward. Thank you for letting me know, because I did hire you to bring me the information. That's why I want to be governor of Florida. I want to make sure that the structure in place gives you the access to fire the people who are not doing what you need them to do. I really hope that this is starting to make sense, because I really need you to go to glover2026.com and sign that petition, and then turn it into your supervisor of elections office and send me the receipt. I know these videos have gotten long, but I really wanted to sit down and tell you that until we get access, we're going to continue to have these cyclic problems. Thank you for your time, and you guys have a great day.